Welcome to the Football Forecast, your ultimate guide to the NFL week ahead. Get ready as we dive deep into the biggest matchups, analyze key player performances, and break down the strategies that could make or break your favorite team's chances. Whether you're looking to dominate your fantasy league, make smart picks and bets, or simply stay ahead of the game, we've got you covered with insights and predictions. So buckle up, football fans. It's time to get your game face on for another action-packed week in the NFL. While only one team can hoist the trophy at the end, it all starts with the forecast.
Yes, here we go. It is week 14 of the Football Forecast, the first football in December. Make sure to check us out on social media. You can check us out at TFB Forecast ETB on all social media platforms. Of course, check us out also. You can watch us on YouTube. Watch all ETB video, network programming at youtube.com/ETB Network. If you are new, please do leave us a like. Also, subscribe if you're new. And, of course, have your notifications set so you know when all of our stuff's going to be coming out, especially now as we're in the holiday season. So over the next couple of weeks, you will be seeing some changes in terms of this show and some others. And if you can't watch us on the video side, if you want to check us out on the audio side, you can listen to the Football Forecast wherever you get your favorite podcast. And the Football Forecast is presented by Playback. Stay tuned later on in the show for a word about Playback. And the Football Forecast odds are presented by Novig. Sports fans, Novig is flipping the betting game on its head. It's America's #1 sports prediction market, available in 30 states. On Novig, you're 10 times more likely to win than with a traditional sports book because you're not betting against the house. You're playing against real users. It's the only free exchange where you keep 100% of your winnings. Download the app today, sign up with the promo code ETB Network, and you'll score 1,000 Novig coins plus $5 in Novig cash, plus spend $5 and get $50 in bonus coins. Must be 21 or older. Gamble responsibly. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Well, as we enter December, guys, I think we're starting to see some things. As we're starting to see some things. I think we're starting to get a little bit of clarity in the NFC, maybe not so much in the AFC, but get ready for the show. This is the last week that we'll be doing this with teams on a bye. After this is full steam ahead for all 32 teams the rest of the way out. So we come off of week 13 where actually it was, you want to talk about an unlucky week 13. That's what for the favorites. We had 10 underdogs cover in week 13. So as a result, it was a struggle for all of us. But let me give you the standings as we enter week 14 of the show. So Michael's still in the lead with 220 points. Now, if you count on Thursday night, Mike's the first one to 100 wins on the season, but tally all that up after the week. So Mike at 220. Zan and Christy are at 212. Nick Morgan's got 204 points. Nick D's got 198. Grant 194. Tom and myself have 190, and Ben has 186. But as we've learned, 1 week can definitely turn things around. Christy, you won the week last week. You were the only one over 500 at 10-6. So
wow!
You'll take that. So
I'll take it.
So yeah, but Mike was the only one to score in the game on Thursday night with the Lions.
Yeah, we did.
And the Cowboys. But yeah, actually, it was a rare Thursday night game where actually the favorite actually won and covered. We have not seen that a lot on any of the Thursday night games or Thursday games in general this year. But
about that Cowboy.
Yeah, and I know now their playoff chances took a huge hit on Thursday. But no playoff scenarios, by the way. I know a couple of people have been wondering, playoff scenarios. We're at week 14. Are we ready for them?
No,
not yet.
No,
I will say though, as a little preview for this week's show, we've got some good stuff to talk about because first place in the AFC North is on the line. First place in the AFC South is on the line. First place in the NFC North is on the line. And you got a couple of good primetime games with some teams who need some wins in order to either solidify position for their division title or just to make the playoffs in general.
Yeah, big, as you said, a couple of big divisional games, some rivalry games, and you know what? If you actually include college this week, this is one of the better weekends of the year. So, are we all ready to do this?
Well, I do want to do one more thing before we
before we get started with our picks. There is one thing we do have to do, and Tom will let you take the lead on that.
So
I could take partial credit for this one this week.
Yeah, well, the original plan was I was going to do the same thing that I did for the Jets with the green, just generic green screen, Giants country take by. And then Younghoe coup happened. I'll leave it at that.
And then both of us, when we get left to our own devices, that's not a good thing either.
No.
So here we go. Take a listen.
Kicking? Oh, I want to do some kicking. All you got to do is just tap it in. Clown show! Clown show! Clown show! Clown show!
This is Patrick from Band Geeks. I love it. I love it.
All I can say is when you have shocked and jaw-dropped Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and Danny DeVito in the middle of Manningcast, you've done something wrong.
I mean, this kicking by the Giants, though, just like you can't make it up.
I mean, I don't ever remember a team being the kicking position being talked about more in one season than this. But listen, Ben, let me just say this: big win, great win by you guys.
Thank you.
You guys are definitely a dangerous team. I'll say that in the AFC, which really the AFC I believe is as wide open as it could be. But you guys are definitely making a great case to make.
I think the NFC is too. When you've got a 9-win team that's both a 1 seed and a 7 seed.
Well, I think. Well, Tom, the only reason why, real quick before we get started here, is I'm looking at the top of the NFC, which I think right now is the Rams and the Seahawks. In the AFC right now, I think you probably could say the Patriots, and then I don't know what you would say the second tier is. I mean, the top tier besides the Patriots are, and if you even want to say the Patriots are number 1 seed,
but
maybe.
Can I just say one thing? Can we stop disrespecting the Patriots, please? Like, it's becoming a little ridiculous. Like, their schedule's too easy. You play the schedule that's in front of you, and you win. That's it.
If I keep hearing that, I'll probably get plastered drunk. I've heard it way too much.
I just think it's ridiculous.
They're playing the schedule that's been given to them, and they're making the most of it.
Johnny, as you said, like ESPN is killing them. Like saying, their schedule's too easy. Like, stop.
No, listen.
They have no faith.
I don't want to talk about the media here, but
don't.
There are some people on that network that are clear biases towards certain teams.
I agree. I'll leave it at that. Yeah,
I agree.
But we'll save that. But if you want more about the media, tune into Nick's show, Press Row on Playback.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get on track here, guys. Let's start.
Let's do it.
14 of the football forecast, and we're going to go on and off the fast tracks to start. Mike, you're leading, so we'll start with you in Game 1. A Kevin Kugler, Darryl Moose Johnston, Allison Williams special on Fox. As we head down to Atlanta, we've got Sam Darnold and the Seahawks against Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. Seahawks are laying 6.5.
Yeah, the Falcons just don't look good for some reason. I don't know what they're doing. They're not looking good. The only one that's looking good is Bijan, but he's been very inconsistent scoring-wise.
He doesn't score on that anytime touchdown you ever need.
No. Unless you don't bet on it. That's the only time. But I think the Seahawks are in need of a win here, and I feel like they're going to cover by a touchdown or more against them, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks minus 6.5.
Christy?
Oh, boy, yeah, the Falcons just are a total hot mess right now. I mean, everything about the Falcons except for Bijan Robinson are trash. So I'm going Seahawks negative 6.5.
I've changed this pick 3 times, just to be fair. I start because because the line opened out 7.5, and when it was that, I had the Falcons. Then when it dropped down to 6.5, I took the Seahawks. Then I thought it more and more. And I actually am going to go away from the spread, and I'm going to touch the total, and I'm going to go over. When you look at the Seahawk offense and what they did last week without anything from Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think he gets in a big way. The Falcons' defense is not great, but they've also been scoring. They also could score at home. So maybe a little bit of a game where both teams get into the 20s. Second time in 3 weeks, the Seahawks are going west to east. I don't think that'll impact them, but just to play it safe, I'll take the over. Nick?
Yeah, I like the Seahawks here. I think everything is going well for them right now. Darnold's playing good ball. Of course, I'll be a little weary because I had the under on the Falcons Jets last week, and they freaking blew that out of the water last week. So you don't know what team you're going to get every week when you see the Falcons. But I'm going to err on the caution that the Seahawks are just playing really good football. So I think they somehow figure this out and they win by at least 7.
Tom?
I don't know what to think about the Falcons. I don't trust them. I know Bijan's going to run the ball. I know Bijan's going to have a decent game, I hope. But, I back the Seahawks. You know that I've been supportive of them since the beginning of this season. I believe in what they're doing. They're playing great. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I think they could win by a touchdown at least.
And Ben?
Yeah, I feel like this is pretty fair overall line. I mean, the Falcons really haven't been finding ways to win racing the last couple of weeks. Penix is out for the remainder of the season. Drake London obviously has been banged up. There's so much that Bijan really can do on the offense. And Seattle's one of the best road teams, all pretty much the whole entire season. So that's 6.5, taking that big one.
Grant also joining with the Seahawks, and Zan is going to go the other way from me and take the under 44.5 there in Atlanta in game 1. Ben, I ended with you there, and I'll start with you here. This is one of these big divisional matchups on Sunday. A Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson special on CBS, as we've got a huge matchup of 6-6 teams. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers and Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Ravens laying 5.5.
This is a really interesting game. It's a really interesting game, but it's a game specifically that you feel like both teams will be playing their best ball at right now, and both teams aren't. The Ravens just got their absolute doors blown off on Thanksgiving night against the Bengals team, which granted, obviously Joe Burrow came back, but their defense was giving up 25-plus a game. And the Ravens offense, I don't know if Lamar's playing hurt. It looks like he is. We kind of were talking about that last week. And Pittsburgh, their rush defense, I mean, they had lanes left and right against Buffalo. This is a nightmare scenario against Derrick Henry. I think the Ravens specifically are just going to be grinding and pounding at will and kind of following the recipe like the Buffalo did last week. So I know obviously the Ravens haven't been playing well, but I'd say between the two teams that you got to get right that game, I'm going to take the Ravens here to cover.
Mike?
Yeah, like Ben said, I think there's still something wrong with Lamar. I don't think he's 100% healthy. But it's Lamar. You're fighting for that playoff spot, so he's got to play. I don't mind the Steelers here, but their play last week against the Bills, I don't know. I don't really like it all that much. So I'm just going to take the Ravens to cover. I think they'll win by a touchdown. I have a feeling Derrick Henry's going to run all over them, have one of those vintage Derrick Henry games. I don't think you're going to get much from Lamar here, but as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, they should win by a touchdown. So,
Christy?
I mean, I don't know what is wrong with Lamar Jackson, but he is still Lamar Jackson. You don't bet against him, and I'm not going to. So I'm going to go Ravens cover.
Well, we can add another injury to the Lamar Jackson injury report this year.
Oh, boy.
He showed up with an ankle injury this week, did not practice on Thursday. Now, he did return to the practice field on Friday. But again, what is this, like the third week in a row that we're talking about a different injury? More.
Yeah.
Since
God, it's like he is a walking mash unit in
the
itself.
week before they played the Bears.
Well, Christy, and Christy, remember, we can add that to the operation board this year with Lamar.
Like I said, be careful when you try to pull the funny bone out. You know what I mean?
That's a good point, but
yes,
I mean, it's clearly affecting him. And the funny thing is, when you look at this matchup, I mean, this is a matchup for first place in the division, but the vibes are anything but great for this matchup.
Yeah, it's not good.
I just watched the Ravens come off of a game where it was a divisional game at home that they played a divisional game against a porous defense and they looked bad. This is the same thing. I'm going to take the Steelers, and I don't know if I'm not saying the Steelers are going to win this game, but I think they hang around in this one, and I think it's more because of the Ravens than it is the Steelers why I'm doing that. So if they couldn't take advantage of a porous defense last week, and Lamar is still hurt, why do I think they're going to do it again this week? The only difference is maybe they do win this one, but I don't think that they win this game by a touchdown. So give me the Steelers plus 5.5. Nick?
I can't believe I'm going to say this. I absolutely hate this matchup this week. I just don't like it. And you would say, but Nick, this is supposed to be the matchup of the year. These two teams were supposed to be really good, and they're still fighting for the division. But that division is so dysfunctional right now. I don't know who's going to win the division. It's up for grabs at this point. But you have a quarterback situation on both sides where you're dealing with injuries, both sides. And I think Aaron Rodgers is one injury away from getting knocked off the field completely the way he's playing right now. But Lamar, like you said, Lamar is playing operation. I don't know which injury is going to be next. Is it his arm? Is it his shoulder? Is it a leg? Is it a foot?
Who knows?
So I'm with Johnny here. I like the Steelers because I just don't trust. I think the Ravens are going to win. Let me say that, number one. But I think the Steelers are going to cover. I just don't think the Ravens are going to run away with the game because they just don't have the offensive weapons. Derrick Henry will run. I agree with Michael. He's going to run all over this field. But is that really going to be enough to cover a 6-point spread? I just don't see it. So give me the Steelers.
And Tom.
I want the buzzer.
What's the buzzer?
Well, that buzzer's for you because you hit the wrong sound effect. I'll give you another bonus one too.
Thank you. Because I was trying to take out the writer's cramp, but I hit the. But I guess I hit the thing. I was like, all right.
Oh, God damn.
All right. Serious talk. I actually agree with Nick. I agree with him on a lot of things. First of all, yeah, I have these concerns about Lamar being hurt, like all of you guys just talked about. He did not look great in the game against the Bengals. He looked like a man who was basically trying to make his way through. Number two, the Ravens, like Johnny mentioned, the Ravens not taking advantage of a Bengals defense that's been poor the whole year. Even with Burrow out, even with Burrow out and Flacco in. Flacco still had the Bengals offense perform better than the defense. Defense has been the key factor more than Burrow's injury to why the Bengals have been terrible this year. And number three, yeah, I do have the concerns about the Steelers defense, but you know what? The Buffalo has James Cook, and James Cook is an absolutely unbelievable running back. And I'm not going to be afraid to say this. James Cook is a better running back than Derrick Henry.
At this point, I could see that.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm surprised, but I agree.
He's more dynamic in terms of
absolutely that dynamic aspect.
I think this year, not that Derrick Henry has had a bad year, but I think this is a year where we're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown from Derrick Henry. A slight slowdown, but maybe the start of something. So honestly, this is a game where I'm going to run with the plus money. I agree with Johnny and Nick. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Tom, I thought you were going to go with how low can you go to start before the whole
No, surprisingly, no. I am not going with some over-unders here right now.
At least to start.
We'll see the tie turns.
Yeah, we have a long ways to go. And so we have a true split decision in this game. And then Zan is going to take the Ravens, and Grant is going to go over 43.5 in Baltimore. All right, we'll go back to the fast track for this next game, guys, and I'll start this one. A Chris Myers, Mark Schlereth, and Jen Hale special on Fox. And, yeah, I understand this is a big game for the NFL draft order, but it is a fast track here. As we've got the Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward and the Titans against Shador Sanders and the Browns. And the Browns are 3.5-point favorites. And the over-under, the lowest total of the season, 34.5. And I'll go first. Tom wants to play limbo. Mike, I'm going to make a recommendation for you. You may want to cover your ears. Like, take off your headphones and cover your ears.
You're going under?
I am going under 34.5.
My heart.
No. The lowest total of the season, and it's still too big for me. I'm going under. Nick?
This game is ugly. It's ugly. It's where's the sound?
If we're keeping a buck right now, we ass.
It's trash.
Like that's how bad this game is.
Yes.
Michael, you might want to cover your ears too, because I agree with Johnny. Also, that this is going to be an under. Like, I think this has like 10-3 written all over it. I I just don't see the points being scored. Like the Titans can't get a freaking touchdown to save their lives, and it's not Cam Ward's fault.
No.
The Browns, their defense is Super Bowl caliber. That's not the question here. It's their offense. And now we're hearing that Deshaun Watson is designated to return. Yeah. Over. Under.
Tom,
Under.
The ultimate limbo.
By the way, Nick Morgan said you had to play the Cam Ward sound effect before I could hit it.
Yeah.
Taking my shtick.
I mean, we keeping a book right now. We ass.
Okay, that's only one of 3 sound effects I could play for this game. That's number 1. Here's number 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's what this game is. It is a toilet bowl game, not just a tank bowl game. And then number 3, all right, I have to go to the phone for this one. It's not available on our thing, but
Oh no.
It begins.
Limbo music.
I go under.
Ben?
Does that say under?
Under.
All right.
Under.
Under.
I don't think
the trend. This game is going to be awful.
I don't think Mike's going to join the brigade.
No,
right?
I'm just going to go with the better defensive team, so I'm going to go with the Browns here.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be – they're going to score 10 points like Nick said, and the Titans will score 3.
Yeah, that's fair. Christy?
This game just flat out sucks across the board. I'm taking the under.
Okay. And Zan is going to take the Browns, so he'll join Mike. And Grant will join the majority. He's going to go under the 34.5.
What a shocker. Nobody is backing the Titans.
That's crazy. I can't wait for it to be a 35-point total. And the Browns don't cover.
Yeah,
the Browns win by 3.
18-17. That's it, Michael.
Yep.
We all lose.
There you go.
Yep.
I got a better one. Even worse, the Titans somehow managed to win the game and screw up the whole tank bowl entirely.
Yeah.
I don't think that's even a crazy play possible. And there could be some winter weather also in Cleveland.
I'm feeling even better about the under then.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. All right, so we go from that one.
So
we go from that one to another big divisional matchup. And Christy, it is in fact an Iron Eagle, J.J. Watt, Evan Washburn special on CBS. This is a critical AFC South matchup between Daniel Jones and the 8-4 Colts and Trevor Lawrence and the 8-4 division-leading Jaguars. And we've got the Colts laying 1.5 with a total of 47.5.
I mean, the Colts, especially Daniel Jones, is showing he's human. And the Jaguars, in my case, I feel like I don't know which Jaguars team I'm going to get. But, I mean, I think the Colts are a little bit better. I say I'm taking the over.
Oh, okay.
I just can't pick anybody. It's just too tough.
That's a fair point. But if I'm looking at trends in between these two teams, I'm going to go with the team that's got the momentum right now, and that's the Jaguars. And I Christy, both quarterbacks to me are wild cards in this one.
Yeah, they are.
Both teams are going to be playing without a key defender, but I think the matchup to watch here is the Jags defense against Jonathan Taylor, because their run defense is very good. And if they slow down Jonathan Taylor, that's going to force Daniel Jones to air it out, and he is not the same guy for the past couple of weeks. And I think that injury that he's dealing with is also playing a role. Now, Trevor Lawrence is also a wild card too, but I like the Jaguars' offense as of late, so I am going to take them. And also, maybe this is a mental thing too. We know if you know in history how the Colts struggled down there at Everbank Stadium, so I'm going to go with the home underdog here in the Jaguars. Nick,
I hate this game too, even though it's a divisional game.
Yeah.
The spread is too close for me to take either team. I like the under in this game actually, because the Colts have been a little bit of a nightmarish offensively the past couple of games, especially with Daniel Jones and his injury issues and a little bit of inconsistency. And the Jaguars, they score really high some weeks and then they don't other weeks. So I'm gonna take the under.
Okay, Tom.
This one's tough because honestly, I've looked at what the Colts have done, and I've been thinking, the Colts are really doing some great things here. And yet, there seem to be problems. And it's honestly really concerning to watch this happen before my eyes. And look, I think the Jaguars are doing great with the stuff that they've got in front of them, and they've been playing great, but I don't know, man. Something just still does not sell me on Jacksonville. I don't know what it is. I think that they are in a great running to make the playoffs, and I think as of the position where they are right now, they can make the playoffs. It's more than realistic, but I don't see that team getting past the first round. I honestly don't. So this is one where I don't feel good either way about this game. So you know what?
Wait a minute. Pause that for a second. Pause that for a second.
Do we have news? Okay.
Oh, no. Oh my God.
Stop it.
Tom almost fell over, by the way, as he did that. If you're listening on the audio side.
Damn.
He did that.
Yeah.
He almost fell off his chair. So that you're
It'll
going
be
to
the first time he did that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
so you're going to go under.
Yeah.
There. Ben?
So I look at this matchup. I'm not a big fan of the matchup, but I will have two reasons why I'm picking Jacksonville. Number one, like Johnny, you mentioned, the Colts have not beaten Jacksonville since 2014. So about 11 years ago specifically. It's been that long.
Wow.
And the Colts also with the loss of Sauce Gardner, I think is a very big time loss specifically for that secondary. One thing about Jacksonville recently is the Jacoby Myers addition has been really, really big right now recently with them. And of course, getting the running game with guys like Travis Etienne. I also think that Brian Thomas Jr. could be in line for a really big game. It's down south. And Daniel Jones, I just don't think is 100% right now. Kind of like Lamar right now. He is just not 100%. I don't know.
Talk about a game of operation here.
I don't exactly know what he's dealing with, but if they have to rely on Jonathan Taylor, I think teams are now kind of starting to realize if you can just kind of limit Jonathan Taylor to what you can, at least, for a lot of the game, I think you have a good chance to win right now, given the way that Daniel Jones is playing. So I'm going to go Jacksonville here.
Mike?
Yeah, so the Colts have messed up my lock the last 2 weeks. But I don't know about this Jacksonville team. Like you guys said, I don't think they're good, but they're winning games, which is weird. I don't understand it. I don't think the loss of Sauce is that big, to be honest with you, because they were winning games before they got Sauce. So I'm gonna take them one more time. I'm gonna take the Colts. I think they'll win by a field goal, and I think the streak will be over.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just taking no lock, right?
You're not
No lock.
comfortable.
No lock.
No,
No lock.
he's not doing. Nope.
Not doing the lock. I'm
No.
not doing it
Hey,
again
you're
to
friends
myself.
of time, so
So Grant is going to join you, Mike. He's also taking the Colts, and Zan is going to join Nick and Tom in taking the under there in Jacksonville. Tom, this is all right. We have 3 fast tracks in a row here, and this is game number 200, pick number 200 of the season. It is, in fact, an Adam Amin, Drew Brees, Christina Pick special on Fox, as we have a matchup of returning quarterbacks at U.S. Bank Stadium. Jaden Daniels for the Commanders and J.J. McCarthy for the Vikings. And with the news of Daniels returning, the line is flipped to the Commanders now laying 1.5 with a total 43.5.
You completely took the wind out of my sails because I was just going to mention the returns here of the 2 quarterbacks. So it's going to be an interesting matchup in that regard. First of all, I will say as a Viking supporter, thank God J.J. McCarthy is starting this week. We may have seen one of the worst NFL performances ever. I'm sorry that the way that they played last week. Talking about the quarterback play in general. But
Max Brosmer, yep.
Max Brosmer.
I mean, it's not that much of a downgrade.
You're only saying that because you're a Bears fan. I get it.
No. Have you seen how bad JJ's been playing? I'll stick to my time.
Yes.
This one is tough because look, if it wasn't for the fact that JJ, if it wasn't for the fact that Jaden Daniels was playing, I would be hopping on the Vikings train completely. But this has caused me a little bit of concern. I think I still will go with the Vikings, only simply because I have questions about the Commanders' defense. I'm not saying the Vikings' defense is much better, but I do have questions about the Vikings' defense. I mean, the Commanders' defense.
Ben?
Because we taking over! Yes, I love the over in this game. Both secondaries aren't good. Jaden is coming back, but their secondary is awful. We're taking over, baby.
All right. Mike?
Oh, man. No, this is Commanders. This is very easily Commanders. JJ McCarthy's terrible. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels is back. Commanders are going to win by at least 3 points.
I guess my question, in terms of offensive play, JJ has had some struggles. They still have Justin Jefferson. They still have Jackson. McLaurin feels like, and articles have been written that McLaurin feels like he has been in regression mode. Even with, I know Jaden Daniels has been out, but even still.
But he's been hurt too, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not 100%.
He's always hurt.
All right.
He's been out like every week.
He's banged up.
So Mike's going to take the money.
Yeah.
Christy?
Oh, God, this is hard. Over.
All right. Wow.
I can't pick either one.
Okay. I'm actually pretty confident with this pick, and it was even before the line flipped. I'm going to take the money and take the Commanders because Jaden Daniels to McLaurin's a better connection than JJ McCarthy is to Justin Jefferson this year. So, yeah, I'll take the money.
Well, Daniels can actually hit a receiver. Sorry. I'll stop.
Nick?
Oh, God.
Nick, I see you're going the other way.
This game, I just, again, I don't like most of these games this week, but I don't trust the Commanders at all. Even this kind of is like Bengals syndrome for me all over again, where like, oh, they got Burrow back, and like everyone says they're going to go off and they're going to win all these games, which whatever. But like, how I don't have 100% confidence in the Commanders. How do I know Jaden Daniels is going to come back and be 100% healthy when he plays? He hasn't played in how many weeks now?
Couple.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
So I think
3 to
there's going
4
to be
weeks.
there's going to be some rust coming back. Also, I don't trust Terry McLaurin at all whatsoever. Now, currently the way this is going, but I agree with you guys also that JJ or whoever's quarterbacking is it's like a climbing around in a swamp trying to find a needle in a haystack. Like you don't know who's gonna what you're gonna get offensively. I'm barely leaning on the Vikings because I don't trust Jaden Daniels to get through a whole game being healthy, which has not happened this year. So give me the Vikings.
All right. This is almost a game. This is almost be a stay away game if you really want to look at it that way. But
Yeah,
that's not
that's
an
kinda
option
how I
for
was-
us this year.
Yeah,
So
that's how I was looking at it.
Dan and Grant are both taking the Vikings as well in Minnesota. All right, Nick, next fast track game is yours. A Spiro, Adam, and Aditi special on CBS as we've got Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins, a 2.5-point favorite against Tyrod Taylor and your Jets, and the over-under 41.5.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Yeah, thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. Does anyone really care about this game at all? Unless you're a Jet fan or a Dolphin fan?
I think it's okay. I was going to say a Dolphin fan would care considering their upward momentum.
But there's a little bit of hope, I guess, for their playoff odds for the Dolphins.
I have none.
The Jets are somehow going to win this game and force our draft pick to be even further down the first round. That they did that last week when I said, "Oh, they're going to whatever."
Spoiler alert!
But even with all this yelling that I'm doing right now, I actually am taking the Jets to cover this game because I think the Dolphins, even though I think everyone says, "Oh, upward momentum," Tua is interception prone, and I think that is a big problem. The Jets have been playing a little bit better now that they went away from a certain quarterback, which I don't want to see anymore. Not that either quarterback is great by any means, but I think that the Jets will figure out a way to cover this game somehow.
Nick Morgeson is taking the Jets.
Wow.
I never thought I would hear that.
I believe that is the first time this season that he's doing that. I'll look at it real quick. Tom, go ahead. Real quick.
Yeah, I'm kind of split on this because I mean I've only give credit to the Dolphins that they're doing the run that they're doing, but I think it's going to be all for naught. I think they beat themselves up too much early on in the season. The Miami Vices strike again. That said, there's no support I can really have for the Jets. So this is the direction I'm
They're
going.
doing it again. There we go.
Give me the under.
Right.
Ah.
So he's going to try something that it didn't work for Nick last week, but let's see if it works for Tom this week. Ben, go ahead real quick.
I still believe.
Oh wow.
I think, in terms of the Dolphins, right, they have been playing a little bit better recently, but you got to take a look at who they beat. They beat the Saints, the Commanders, and some other crappy team the last 3 games. So I just don't really believe them in yet. Tua also sucks in cold weather. I think that's another big thing about this game. Take a look into the factors. The Jets, I think specifically, if they don't get an interception this Sunday, I don't know if they ever will because they have not gotten one defensive turnover as an interception all season. I don't trust the Jets offense to score a lot specifically in this game. So you know what? I'm joining Tom. Cue the music.
There we go.
Oh,
Well,
Oh no.
I guess we'll do it for everybody but Mike because Mike very rarely takes the under. Mike,
Right.
but once in a blue moon opportunity, does it happen here?
Well, no, I took the under twice and it didn't hit, so never doing it again.
Oh no.
And it's missed by 1 point both times.
Oh.
So
Ouch.
yeah.
Oof.
So I think I'm just gonna take the Dolphins here. I think they'll win by a field goal. I have a feeling this game is gonna go under. They might not even hit 30 points in this game, but
Oof.
I do think the Dolphins win by a field goal here.
Christy?
This game just screams stay away. The matchup sucks. Tua sucks. The Jets suck. I don't care. Under.
Oh,
Wait, what was that? I didn't hear you.
Under.
Oh, under?
Because
the music.
it's the music.
Okay.
Makes me want to take it under, but I can't.
No,
No.
and don't worry about playing that for me. This pick is very, very simple. I'm taking the Jets. Easy.
Yeah.
No.
It means Michael's
God damn.
gonna win.
Well, there's a trend that's going to have to get broken here because Tua is 7-0 against the Jets, but he's also 0-8 when the weather is 45 or below. So
That's the stat I forgot about.
Sounds like a bunch of other players are
Right,
the same
and
way.
the
They don't
and by
play
the way,
well
the
when the temperature goes. Ooh.
forecast. Hold on, let me finish. The forecast is for mid to upper 30s at kickoff on Sunday. So
Oh,
take that-
He's
take
screwed.
that for what
He's
it's
so
worth.
screwed.
So I'm going with another Jets win, and that'll continue to hurt their draft stock. So no Fernando Mendoza or
Great.
for the Jets.
Yay.
great.
Next fast track, Mike. It's Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, and Melanie Collins on CBS. As we've got the Saints and Tyler Shuck against Baker Mayfield and the Bucks, and the Bucks are laying 8.5 with a total at 41.5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it for my first time in this video. I'm gonna take the over here. I think the Bucks are gonna score 30, so then that makes the Saints just have to score 12, and I think that's very doable. So that's why I'll take the over 41.5.
Christy?
Probably gonna go Bucks negative 8.5. I think they can pull it off.
Mike, what did you do?
I went
He
over.
took the
Over.
Yeah, he took the over.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Wow, what?
What was that?
Under.
Under?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop now. It's becoming
Okay.
annoying.
Yeah. It's also
All
very,
right.
very long.
It's funny.
Yeah, well, just real quick, the reason why is the Saints haven't scored more than 17 points in their last 6, and the Bucks' offense has slowed down a bit as well. So, yes, that's what I'll do. Nick?
Yeah, I'm going to spare all the sound. I agree with you. I think the under is going to hit also. I was talking to Johnny before we started here. I said the spread doesn't match the total in this game. It's a very odd that the Bucks are an 8.5-point favorite, but the under's only 41.5. That doesn't make sense. I don't think the Bucks have won lately a game by 9 points. At least it's been quite a while. So I think they'll win, but they're not going to cover. So I'm going to stick with the under.
Tom?
Nick, I'm looking back at their schedule, and they haven't won a game. The last time they played the Saints was the last time they won by such a margin. It was 23-3.
Mm.
It's been a while.
Yeah. And it was against the same exact team. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Screw it. I'm joining the train. It's my train anyways.
Okay, so you're taking the under.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Saints actually have been kind of playing decently well the last couple of weeks. They obviously haven't been winning at times, but this new kid, Tyler Shuck, I don't know if you guys have been watching play. He has not been that bad. The Bucks, like you guys mentioned, that 8.5 I think is a little too much for me. If they have Mike Evans coming back as well as Jalen McMillan, who are on track to be coming back soon, I probably would take the cover. But I'm actually going to take the Saints at plus 8.5, not outright.
Yeah, it's not a bad play. That's the direction I was leaning at, but I trended towards the total more. Grant's going to take the Bucks, and Zan is going to lock the Buccaneers in this game. There,
he is crazy.
Games. All right, Ben. Once again, I ended with you there, and I'll start with you here. Another big game here in the early window: a Joe Davis, Greg Olsen, and Pam Oliver special on Fox. As we've got Joe Burrow and the Bengals taking on Josh Allen and the Bills. And we've got the Bills laying 6.5, and that total for Mike is 53.5.
Johnny, put the lock out.
Whoa.
What?
Wait, what are you doing?
Lock in the Bills.
Lock in the Bills. Woo!
No. Let me finish.
I don't know what it is, but the Bills are a very, very good team at home. They come off of a big win last week in Pittsburgh. And the Bengals, I mean, they just had a big win against the Ravens, but can the Bengals kind of replicate it the next week after? I mean, to go to a really tough environment, the Bills are obviously still trying to play for something. That's obviously trying to get that division, especially coming up against us the following week. I think the Bills 6.5. I kind of like that a lot. I think that they're going to keep feeding James Cook. They had a recipe really well that was going on last week. Taking the Bills here, lock in the week.
All right, Mike.
See, I like the Bengals here. I really do. But I wish it was 7.5. I wish I had that hook. 6.5 seems I don't really like that as much. I do T. Higgins is coming back for the Bengals, so that's another good add back for them. And then I don't mind this over. I do think it's still a little too big. So I'm going with my gun. I'm taking the Bengals. I think they win here. Joe Burrow.
So Bengal money line play for.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Wow.
Joe Burrow's back. Better than ever.
Christy?
Look, Joe Burrow may be back, but this is Josh Allen, the Bills. It's at Highmark Stadium, Orchard Park, New York. The Bills play well at home.
Yep.
So I'm going to go Bills take the money.
Yeah. So throw out the Bengals record because they're 3-0 with Joe Burrow, and they're alive and well in the AFC North race. Now, the defense still is a liability, but it has improved a little bit in recent weeks. And then when I look at the Bills, and they looked better last week, but they still have concerns. Now, that all being said, I mean, choosing against Josh Allen, especially when he's playing at home this late in the season, is a tough call. But I'm looking at the Bills with a banged-up offensive line, question marks still on their defense, and when I look at the other side, the return of Joe Burrow, both of his top targets, and I know for the fact that Burrow is one of the best in the NFL as an underdog, especially getting more than 3 points. I love the Bengals to at least hang around in this one for sure. And I think they make this a game. I could even see this being a spot where the Bills win something like 30-27. So that's where I'm going to take the Bengals plus 6.5. And you know what? Because you guys have waited a while for me to say this, yeah, you know what this game is going to get? it gets loose for sure. Just like it did on Thursday Night Football. I think this is a game that I think the first to 30 wins. So if I wanted to do a 2-play parlay, I would take the Bengals and the over. But just for this, give me Cincy. Nick?
I like the Bills. I know everyone's going to say Bengals bias, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But I'm tired of hearing all these things. They've been, Joe Burrow's back, so that means that they're going to win out and they're going to make the playoffs and they're going to be this juggernaut of a team. I'm getting frustrated, like big time. Like just because Burrow's back does not mean they're going to make a huge run and end up in the playoffs. I want to make that very clear. Number one, the Bills are the better team. Also, I believe you're not beating Josh Allen at home, even though, and Ben can attest because the Patriots won in Buffalo. But I think it's much better down the stretch if you're going to bet on Josh Allen, because I just think he comes up in clutch closer to the playoffs. And I know T. Higgins is back, but again, coming off a concussion, how healthy is he going to be out on the field? That's a question mark. You don't know what you're going to get. I also like Cook, as we were saying earlier. I think he's the best running back in the game, and I think he's going to run rampant. I can see him having like 150 rushing yards against the Bengals defense in this game. So, all in all, I am going to take the Bills to cover.
Another thing really quick too, Nick, is the Bengals defense is terrible against tight ends. What are the Bills have? 2 very, very good tight ends, and Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. So watch that as well.
Yeah.
Is Kincaid playing Sunday?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he is, yeah.
Okay, because I know he showed up on the injury report. Tom, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the Bengals have some new life with Joe Burrow now back. The Bills have had some struggles over the past few weeks as well. The Bills, as Christy noted, do play great at home, but I think this is a different Bengals team who has a little bit of a fire, and I'm trying to get into the race with the Steelers and the Ravens this late in the season. So I still think the Bills win, but I am going to take the Bengals plus 6.5.
All right, yeah. And the Bengals have new life also because the Steelers and the Ravens don't want to take off in that division either. So that's another reason why they have a chance. So a true split in this game. Zan is going to take the Bills, and Grant is going to take the Bengals. So a true split decision there in Orchard Park. All right, next fast track, Tom. I ended with you there, and I'll start with you here. It is, in fact, an Andrew Catalon, Charles Davis, Jason McCourty, A.J. Ross special on CBS. Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos looking for their 10th straight win, laying 7.5 against Geno Smith and the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium.
I'm not sure on the line because this is a divisional matchup, and it's weird. Those kind of games can get very weird. Not sure on the point totals either. But you know what? Screw it. It's the Raiders. So I say Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos take the money. And I think this is going to be a game where they show that the division's theirs. It's not the Chiefs anymore.
Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, so last time they played, I think the game was 10-7, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what it was? It was a Thursday night game.
Yeah, something like that.
But
I don't think it's going to be that again.
No.
The Broncos have been barely squeaking out wins, just like how the Bears have been doing. I'm gonna take the Raiders here at plus 7.5. I'm gonna take the hook.
Fair
with the Raiders.
Okay, Christy.
Well, the Broncos, they've been winning insanely ugly. I will admit that, but I like this, so I'm gonna go Broncos. Lock of the week.
All right.
Yes.
So a real split between those two. Ben?
I don't know. The Raiders are just a turnover machine waiting to happen. Broncos feast on turnovers. I'm going to go Broncos here.
Okay. We're taking the money. The real quick, the thing you can guarantee about the Broncos is that their defense is their defense, and that's been a huge reason for success. I mean, they rank first in the league in a lot of metrics, and the Raiders have gotten no boost since Chip Kelly got fired. I'm going under. Nick?
Under.
Too easy.
This game was, like Michael said, it was 10-7 in the last game. the Raiders are not going to score because they just don't score. That's just not in their MO. Pete Carroll's going to get fired after this season when it officially ends. I think he's one and done. Geno Smith has been the worst quarterback in the NFL this year. And I know that's hyperbole because we talk about Cam Ward all the time, but I think Geno Smith's been worse. I think he turns the ball over more than Cam Ward does.
That dude is ass.
And Denver's going to score. We know that. They'll probably score like 15 to 20 points to get by, and the Raiders are not going to score. This is an easy under in my lock.
All right, so we have 2 locks in different directions, and Zan and Grant are both taking the Broncos there at Allegiant Stadium. Mike, to the main event on Sunday, it is in fact a Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, and Tom Rinaldi special on Fox. Caleb Williams and the number 1 seed in the NFC, the Chicago Bears, taking on Jordan Love and the Packers in the NFL's most played rivalry. And you know what? The public not riding on the Bears here. They are getting 6.5 points at Lambeau Field.
Yeah. So last year, the Bears lost by 1 and then won by 1. They lost by a blocked field goal and then won by a field goal last year. So, and that's with Matt Eberflus. Don't get me started with him. But
I'm already mad at him anyway.
But the Bears, big red flag. We are without Roman Dudze. No Rome this game.
Oh.
He's out with the foot injury. So. But that being said, Ben Johnson is 3-0 against the Packers. Caleb Williams is 1-0 against the Packers at Lambeau. I'm going to take the Bears here at plus 6.5, and this is my lock of the week.
I had a feeling.
I'm going to reverse lock it.
Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say I don't think we win this game, but I think it's going to be like that 3-point game. So that's my opinion.
Mike, that's a very legitimate lock because you give yourselves a lot of leeway for that lock to hit. So that's a very solid play. I
don't blame you. That's actually not bad.
And with the rule, and if you were here in years past, you'd be trying to thread the needle for that lock to hit. But I think that's a very solid move. Christy?
Well, I'm going the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah,
just can't. I just feel like they're just gonna pull it out.
Yeah, this is a true strength on strength matchup in a variety of metrics. So because of that, and the line, it's so tempting to go in one direction with the line. So we're going to stay away from the spread here, and I'm much more comfortable attacking the total, and it's over because to me, Ben Johnson's. But when you think about it. I mean, I watched Ben Johnson run laps around Nick Sirianni last week, and his playbook on offense is getting better by the week. And Jordan Love's play over the last 3 weeks is getting better. So I don't think the cold weather slows down either team here. And like I said, picking a team is way too tough, especially with the spread. I think both teams put up at least 20 points. So I will take the over there at Lambeau. Nick?
So just to point out one thing with this game, as great as the Bears played, I don't think that game against the Eagles proved anything to say that they did anything any better against the Eagles last week. And I know Grant and I got into it last week over chat. And the reason I say that is because the Eagles are a dysfunctional mess. That Jalen Hurts is throwing the ball over people's heads. A.J. Brown can't catch a football. Saquon Barkley was hurt. I think there was too many differentiating factors which allowed the Bears to win that game. I'm not saying they didn't play good. They did play good, but there was too many factors involved in that scenario for me to say that they're a dominating team in that scenario. Now, to this game, I'm not picking the spread because I don't trust either side of this because I could see the Bears completely covering this or the Packers winning. And if Jordan Love has a Jordan Love type game and he throws for 3-4 touchdowns, but then he has weeks where he gets embarrassed by the Panthers and they lose. So I'm just not going to take that chance. I like the over in this game because, as Michael would say, divisional game, huge divisional game. Look, there's going to be massive points scored, and I think that's going to happen in this game. So give me the over.
Tom?
As much as what you're saying about the Bears, like I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, we've talked about the Packers' struggles on offense at some points in this season. Roma Dunze not playing for the Bears is definitely going to be a little bit of a hurting. But I still think that this ends up being a really competitive team between these two teams that, like I said earlier, first place in the NFC North is on the line. So they're going to want to bring everything to the table. If we actually had it, I would tell Nick here to play the Limbo song in reverse because I'm taking the over.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Nah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I really feel like I have a pretty good idea to win either way here. Either the Bears at plus 6.5 because, the Bears obviously have been cooking recently. I know obviously the loss of Rome is big, but I do think that you have Ben Johnson there, and I think that Ben Johnson's going to do pretty much anything that he could to be able to kind of create different things besides it. Obviously, their running attack, their two tight end attack, and then, of course, DJ Moore might be getting more involved in this game as well, too. And the Packers, obviously, going into Detroit on Thanksgiving was a massive win for them. So I could either go with the Bears at plus 6.5 because I do think it's going to be within that number, but I think this game is about to get loose. Going the over as well.
Now,
Just let Ben Johnson cook.
Wait, Ben, this loose or this loose?
Oh, no, the loose.
Oh, all right.
Big
Wow.
No, this game definitely deserves that lose.
I would love
It's going to be, both teams are going to score about 20, I think, in this game. It's going to be good.
No, that's lowercase loose then. No,
That's
you need it to be in the 30s for it to get really
30,
up.
40.
And lose.
All right, loose. There we go. All right. It's all good. I mean, I think that's certainly in play. Let me check my Bears fans. Grant is taking the Bears, and Zan is going to go over 44.5. So so it's actually a true split decision amongst all of us there at Lambeau Field, which I think only makes sense for how great this matchup is going to be. One more fast track this week, another divisional matchup out at State Farm Stadium, a Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, Megan O'Leary special on Fox. We got Matt Stafford and the Rams, an 8.5-point favorite against Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals. And every team, good, bad, or mediocre, is going to have that 1 week where you ask, how did that team lose to that other team? Rams had that last week, but the Panthers aren't that bad. So maybe at the end of the day, it might all make sense. But that matchup, that's not going to happen again to Matt Stafford and Sean McVay. I know it's a divisional matchup. It's a road team laying a big favorite. But the Rams are still amongst the elites in the elites, in my opinion. And I think they're going to bounce back here against the Cardinals. Cardinals might put up a scare, but at the end of the day, they just don't have enough talent to keep up with this high-powered Rams offense. So, Christy and Mike, I think you were a week early on this. The Los Angeles Rams are my lock of the week. Although, actually, Ben, it was you that did. My mistake. So,
Oh.
We'll
I had the Colts the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I realized that as I said that. It was Ben.
Yeah.
Nick,
We're a little ahead on the Rams there.
Who's up now? Is it me? Oh, okay. I like the Rams. I looked at this game, but I wouldn't have taken it as a lock. The number's too high for me, at least. Yeah, I think the Rams are going to come back in frustration fashion a little bit after losing last week because they probably thought in their book they were going to win that game single-handedly. Even though the Panthers have been playing good football, I'm not taking any away from them, but they should have won that game by a lot last week, and they did not. And what scared me, though, is that Stafford had a little chink in the armor offensively.
Ooh,
and what did he throw? 3 picks in that game, I think?
Two picks and a fumble.
It was 2 and 1 pick six.
Yeah.
And it was almost 2 pick sixes, I think, also if it wasn't for a penalty. But
yeah.
No, I like the Rams in this game. The Cardinals are donezo, and Kyler Murray's now done for the season officially. I don't know if that really mattered a whole heck of a lot, but I don't love the number, but I'm going to take them to cover.
Yeah, I think what it means is that Kyler Murray's played his last game with the Arizona Cardinals.
That's going to be an expensive cut.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You are a Cleveland Brown, Kyler Murray.
Cleveland Brown.
I wish that upon him. I wouldn't.
No, I think that's actually a good fit for him. Tom?
Well.
The Cardinals stink. The Rams, I cannot believe they stunk last week as bad as they did. They're going to be competing for this division, and the NFC West is completely wild. They're going to have an absolute fire under them. Normally, I'd be concerned with a divisional matchup. This is not one of those cases. And because this is the last game eligible for it, I think you all know where I'm going here. Johnny, I'm joining you. Rams, take the money. Lock of the week.
Ben?
I was going to join that train, but I got shafted by them last week. However, I will say this. If there's any team to kind of bounce back and play angry, I think I agree with Johnny in terms of the Rams. That was kind of more of an outlier how they played last week. And the Panthers, give them credit. They have been kind of competing this well. They've also been a really good team at home. So I do think that's kind of one thing to take into account. I don't think Stafford is going to throw interceptions like that again this week. Hey, I could be wrong, but we'll see. Yeah, I like the Rams here to cover. Devontae Adams, anytime touchdown. Lock it in.
Oh.
No, he already did his lock.
No, he already did his lock. He meant lock in terms of a bet.
Okay.
Anytime touchdown. Yeah.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing I should have said. If Devontae Adams wasn't playing, I would have joined on the Broncos lock train, but he's good to go.
Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, this is easy Rams here. They need a bounce back win. And then they're unfortunately probably gonna be in front of the Bears, and they're gonna take the 1 seed back. So unfortunate. But the Bears were at the 1 seed. I always have to bring it up. We were there for a week. I enjoyed it for a week. But the Rams are going to take it back, unfortunately, after this game. And I'm going to take the Rams to cover.
And Christy.
I mean, yeah, Rams screwed me over last week. So, but I still think they're going to win. I think the Cardinals they're finished. So I think I'm taking the Rams.
Well, say a prayer, everybody. This is an entire clean sweep there with the Los Angeles Rams. Zan's taking the Rams, and Grant is locking the Rams there at State Farm Stadium.
So Johnny, Grant, and I are screwed.
We all are.
Hey fans, Novig is here to change the way you play. Available right now in 35 states, Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. It's 10 times more profitable than traditional sports books because there's no house edge. Instead, you're playing against other fans just like you. Novig is also the only free exchange, which means you get to keep every dollar you win. Whether you're putting down plays on the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, college sports, or even UFC and tennis, Novig gives you the power to pick the best odds or set your own. Sign up today with the promo code ETB Network, and you'll get 1,000 Novig coins plus $5 in Novig cash, and special bonuses like spending $5 and getting $50. Novig, where fans play smarter. You must be 21 years or older to play. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The football forecast is presented by Playback. Watching sports is more fun with others, but we spend too much of our time watching alone. Playback is a virtual space where communities can stream live sports together, with everyone perfectly synced up. Creators can hop on stage, deliver their own play-by-play analysis and commentary, and invite viewers up for Q&A. Playback makes watching sports fully interactive and a social experience. From playing fantasy sports, repping your favorite players and teams, and watching with the commentators and communities you care about. Win or lose, sports are best enjoyed together. Join our community by going to playback.tv/ETB Network to find out more, including our live stream schedule. And now back to the show. And now it's time for primetime picks presented by Playback. Two great games here in prime time. Nick, Sunday Night Football on NBC, a Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark special. As we go to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium, CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans against Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. Chiefs 3.5-point favorites, the total 41.5.
Okay, I'm going to learn my lesson from the rest of this year about the Texans defense because it's been really good the past couple games, and they've been a really good defense so far. The Chiefs are kind of a little scary to me right now because of the way they're playing. I know they're getting by and stuff, but I think they're going to run into a juggernaut Texans defense. I don't like the spread in this game because I don't know if the Chiefs will cover it. So, because I think their offensive weapons are much slower than they once were in the past. So I'm taking the under.
Tom.
I'm going to try not to get buzzed, but I feel passionate about this game. I apologize. Texans. Look, I've talked about it. Yeah, I admit, like Nick said, defense is actually pretty damn good. But I'm still not the biggest believer in them. That being said, I don't know if I can call the Chiefs a team that's getting by when they lost in the manner that they did on Thanksgiving. They're a 500 team right now, and it feels incomprehensible to say that about a team that's been the dynasty of late. Absolutely incomprehensible. And now you got Tony Romo basically saying that they have to go 5-0, that they have to win out or they're going to miss the playoffs.
Not happening.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think they can go 4-1 and still get that last wild card spot. However, if they lose this matchup, they're pretty much done. Because if they lose this matchup, that's going to make Christmas Day against the Broncos do or die. That being said, and I wonder what you guys think on Romo's comments as well, but I'm going to take the Texans plus 3.5. I still think the Chiefs squeak out a win this week. When the Broncos come in on Christmas Day, I don't know if this is a Chiefs team that's going to be able to play
Survive.
the way they do, play the way that they do and come out with a win.
All right. Ben?
Yeah, this is a stay away from the spread game for me. The Chiefs' offensive line is banged up like crazy. This is not the time to be banged up for the Chiefs' offensive line because you're facing arguably the best defense right now. They're pretty much averaging limit around less than 20 a game, around 16 to 20 points a game. I'm taking the under here. I'm rocking with Nick. The points are going to be hard to come by, especially in a Sunday night game. Both teams specifically are trying to play for something. It's going to be an under here.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite of Ben and Nick. I'm going to go over here because for some reason, I think both offenses have something to prove, and I have a feeling they're going to prove something. I don't think it'll be like a complete blowout this number. I think there'll be like 44 points scored in this game. So, and I don't like the spread here. I don't like 3.5. If it was like 2.5, maybe I'd take the Chiefs here, but I like the over here.
Christy?
Okay. I didn't really like what he said, Tony Romo. I didn't like it because I'm like, there's the possibility they could lose. The Chiefs could. But this game in particular, I don't like the spread or the over-under, but I don't bet against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, so I'm taking the Chiefs cover.
I'll tell you what, the Texans have a legitimate Super Bowl caliber defense. And if CJ Stroud can turn it around, and he's got time to turn it around, I think the Texans can get into the playoffs and they can make a very deep run. That's how dangerous that defense is. And that defensive front now is going up against a battered Chiefs offensive line. And you're going up against a Chiefs team that is far from the superior team that we've been accustomed to. I mean, I get now we're still dealing with Pat Mahomes, Andy Reid, Arrowhead Stadium, where the Texans have, I think, lost 5 straight games there, including in the playoffs. I think they're thinking about that. I think they're also seeing the fact that they're in this AFC race too. I'm so tempted to go Texans money line, but I'm going more under. I like the under a lot. I think this feels like the first of 20 wins. So instead of taking a team, I'm going to go a total here, and I would go under. If I was to go with a team, I would go Texans. If I was to put a play on Novig, I'd go Texans money line and try to get
not money line. Like you think they're going to win?
I do. I think the Texans are finding their form now. I love that defense. Stroud's the big question mark. If he plays like how Davis Mills was playing, I think if they get into the playoffs, they can take off. I really do. But that's a big question mark.
Well, it's funny you say that because the team right in front of the Chiefs in the hunt standings is guess who? It's Houston.
Yeah,
that's why I said what I said before. But they got to win this game.
Right.
Yeah. Could be an epic one there. Almost a playoff-like atmosphere there at Kansas City. And then Mike will wrap up the week with another big matchup on Monday Night Football on ESPN. A Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Lisa Salters, and Laura Rutledge special as we've got 2 8-4 teams dueling it out. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, 2.5-point favorites against the Los Angeles Chargers. Question will be, does Justin Herbert start with that hand injury there for the Chargers? If not, we could be looking at it would be Trey Lance starting for the Chargers. But nevertheless,
yikes.
Eagles are laying 2.5.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the Justin Herbert injury. If he plays, he'll be fine, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll cover the spread here. Like I have a feeling, yes, the Eagles have been playing some bad football the last 6 quarters. Because the first 2 quarters against the Cowboys they played good.
Mm-hmm.
But the last 2, they did not. They did not play good against the Bears. But I do think they're the better team overall. Yes, I think Hampton's coming back for the Chargers, so he could run all over this Eagles defense like Monangai and Swift did, which could save him there. Now I think no, I'm gonna go the safe route. I'm gonna pick the Eagles. I think they're just the better team, and that's on. But if Justin Herbert plays, I could see the Chargers winning this game.
Yeah. Just real quick. So Justin Herbert was limited in practice on Friday, and Omarion Hampton for the first time this week was a full participant and ditched the non-contact jersey. So
Okay.
looking favorable as of Friday. Christy?
Well, I was going to ask about whether Justin Herbert was going to play or not, but hearing that, I feel a little bit better about the Chargers. So I'm going to go Chargers plus 2.5.
Even if he plays, though, I just don't know how effective he's going to be.
Yeah, that is the big question. That is a big question.
And it's tough doing this now. See, it's funny because when I looked at this matchup at first, this looked like the perfect bounce back combination for the Eagles because of the injury to Herbert and their defensive front going up against the Chargers' offensive line. But then as the week has gone on, we learned the news about Jalen Carter's injury, and then that feeling changes. The Eagles' offense is so inept, and it's not going to get any help against one of the top defenses in the league. And then, like we said, the Chargers, that life I think could be tough, just as tough for them with Justin Herbert if he plays, and then if he doesn't, you're going to Trey Lance. I feel like this is a true ground and pounded game for both, which means more clock and fewer points. Under. Nick?
Yeah, you were reading my mind, Johnny. I'm on the same track with you. I think this is going to be an under. And I'm going to say what I said when we were talking about the Bears and the Eagles. Jalen Hurts looks completely lost. Like, lost. I don't know what his deal is right now. And with Saquon doesn't look like himself at all. I don't know if it's injuries. I don't know if it's fatigue from all the use over the last couple of years, possibly. But the Eagles, I wouldn't trust the Eagles with a 20-foot pole right now. The Chargers, they confuse me big time because they go out and they win games and they go out and get blown out by the Jaguars? They got blown out by 35-6. So I can't put. I need a treasure map with a location to find out who they are.
Right.
So
X marks the spot.
So because I can't trust either side, and I think Justin Herbert is not going to play well because of the surgery and the plate in the hand. So this has under, written all over it. Under.
Tom, by the way, you're welcome. I've taken 5 unders this week. All right, go ahead, Tom.
I've taken 4 unders and an over this week, so I guess I'm in a similar boat. That being said, I'm not going to join you on the under train for this game. I'm not, and that's because look, I get all the concern about the Eagles, all the possible dysfunction, Jalen and Saquon and AJ Brown is just a whole other story. That being said, the health of the Chargers scares me. Justin Herbert, as of the time we're recording this, we don't know what's going to happen with him. Hampton just coming back from injury. I just don't see it. The Eagles are a playoff team. The Eagles are the path is so clear for them for the NFC East. To be a legitimate team like they try to picture themselves to be, and like they were last season when they won the Super Bowl, you got to win games like these. I'm going to pick the Eagles here, take the money. If they somehow don't manage to win this game, you better play the alarm sound effect for this team because that's going to be a major freaking concern.
All right, Ben, last pick of the week is yours.
I hate this game. I'm just going to say it. Got 2 teams that have a lot of uncertainty. The Eagles obviously. I said it last week that I feel like they're due for a win, but I mean, this is kind of like Tom said, like panic or not. This point in time for them, like I feel like they kind of need it. I just don't know how the Chargers are going to be, even if Jalen Carter is out, because I know that obviously the Eagles just can be run on. But that 2.5, I do kind of like that for Philly. For a team that needs a victory in the worst way possible, and especially with the Cowboys losing. Sorry, Christy, on Thursday. The Philly needs this one badly, so I'll take the Philly to cover, but I hate the pick.
All right, and to close out the week, Zan is going to go under, and Grant will take the Eagles there on Monday Night Football. So a variety of opinions here in Week 14 of the football forecast. So, of course, just your friendly reminders to check us out on social media, TFB Forecast ETB, where you'll get, obviously, our primetime picks and also Thursday Night Forecast. There's only 2 of those remaining this season with Grant and Michael on Thursday, so make sure to check that out. That drops around 7 o'clock or so Eastern on Thursdays. YouTube.com/ETB Network, where you can get all of our podcast shows on there, as well as our playback streams. And if you can't watch us on the video side, you can check us out on the audio side, listening to the football forecast wherever you get your favorite podcast. And remember, on the audio side, that drops at midnight on Saturday. So if you're like me, coming back from a gig or coming from a Christmas party, you can listen to that on the ride home or on the ride to work first thing in the morning on Saturdays. And the football forecast is presented by Playback. And of course, with Playback, we'll have our, I'll tell you about it in a second, but we'll have our Red Zone and Gridiron Gurus, and of course, all the other NBA stuff coming, and the odds presented by Novig. So about that, we got Week 14 of the Gridiron Gurus with the guys. That'll start at 12 Eastern on Sunday. And then Red Zone will follow through at 1 o'clock and take you till about 7:30 or so. So check it out there. And then right afterwards, next week, we got some more playback stuff there too. Right, Nick?
Yeah. So we're getting to the end of the year. The network calendar for everything else ends on the week of the 14th, which is already coming up on us fast. The holidays are coming up fast. This show will continue. So make sure you watch this and you watch Forever Power 5. Both our football shows will continue, but everything else goes on the network break for the end of the year after the week of the 14th.
Right. And also make sure to have your notifications set on social media and on YouTube, because our schedules for this show will fluctuate a little bit in the coming weeks. We will be back again next Saturday at 3 Eastern on the video side. But then after that, the schedule will change because of the football schedule and the holidays as well. So just keep that in mind. But next week, we'll be back at our normal time, and then we'll tell you about more right after that. So, guys, big weekend of football. I know you said you didn't like a lot of these teams, but it's a very important weekend for a lot of these teams. So we'll see what happens. So enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend of football, and the season's coming to a close before you know it.
Yeah, and if you're a true football fan on Sunday, well, you have the guys for Gridiron Gurus. You've also got the final the college football playoff rankings. So we'll have our college football playoff set and the bowl games all set too. So a heck of a weekend in the football world. So for everybody here at the ETB Network, I'm Johnny Montalbano. Enjoy it all. Enjoy this wonderful weekend. And we'll catch you all again for Week 15. Yes, Week 15, full slate starting next week. Good night, everybody.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.